Welcome to Mind and Life Changes with Zoilita Grant.
Welcome, everyone, to Mind and Life Changes. This segment is called Whispers from the Soul. And in this segment, I aim to bring to you guests that will have things to share with you that I hope will awaken those whispers for you and lead you to more awareness of your own self, of your own soul consciousness. So, our guest today is Michelle Lee. Michelle Lee is an intuitive spiritual mentor to women who are passionate about their spiritual awakening and development and are ready to harness their full potential by accessing and activating the unrecognized power of their unconscious beliefs to create a deeply satisfying, fulfilling, empowering, and harmonious life. That says it all. That
It does.
basically says that you have reached that point where you're living your life from your inside out and you're just naturally happy and healthy and wealthy and wise. So, serving in the field of professional and spiritual development for over 27 years, Michelle is a highly sought after expert speaker and published author in the field of women's empowerment, spiritual awakening, and shadow integration and plant medicine. Well, those are pretty curious. Michelle supports her clients in becoming their fifth dimensional selves by integrating their shadow, healing the four core wounds, and powerfully utilizing ceremony to create the results they desire. Michelle supports her daughter, Megan Camille, inside her Intuitive Wealth Mastermind and is an assistant coach. As a result of working with Michelle, her clients increase their self confidence, self trust, intuition, and create the results they desire. And at the bottom of this blurb, we will have all of the contact information for Michelle. So,
Beautiful.
Michelle, could you share with us your journey of how you got to the place that you are in your own spiritual awakening?
Yes, for sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me, Zoilita, on this incredible platform that you have created. It's just amazing. I have gotten here, we're all on our spiritual paths from the very beginning, and I became very aware of my spiritual path in my mid-20s when I became interested in helping women have painless childbirth. I'd had my third child, was experiencing postpartum depression, and intuitively, my intuition popped in and said, there must be a better way. Women were gates between heaven and form, between spirit and the physical. Should we suffer so much? And there's now that I'm in shadow work, the suffering is wonderful in every way. But then I did look for a way to support women in having a more blissful experience. And I came into hypnobirthing. And from there, it just, when I saw the changes that women had and having pure, painless childbirth, I thought, well, what else is there, right? What else can I do with hypnotherapy? What other lies have we been told as women? The first lie being that childbirth is painful and it should be painful. What other lies are there out there? And there was a lot. And so throughout the years, I started supporting women in falling in love with themselves, removing those obstacles or what I called four core wounds, healing through those so that we can really love ourselves. And then from there, really bringing in the feminine aspect, the goddess. And I was all love and light then, right? Like the truth of us is love and light. And that was only half the story, turns out. There is the shadow aspect of ourselves, that which is unconscious, that shows up in our life as long as we want to suppress it. It'll show up in the most inopportune and painful ways. And I just fell in love with shadow integration work and recognizing, oh, there's power in this shadow, so much power. So it's kind of been it's not kind of been, it's entirely been an evolution from for almost 30 years. I was 25 when I started on the journey, and I'm now 54 years old. So almost 30 years.
Wow, that's amazing. So I would imagine in the course of time, there's been a lot of personal work that's happened.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Recognizing, we can't just go, oh, I'm going to study this and bring it to my clients. I live it, right? Everything I learn, I apply. And that has been the most important. And plant medicine has really supported me in that. In fact, my first journey with ayahuasca in the jungles of Colombia really brought forward the shadow. I was like, oh my gosh, why do I keep going to these evil places? And now I have a whole different understanding of that it's just denser energy and it's not outside of me, it's within me. And
Mhm.
recognizing that and doing the internal work, every morning I have spiritual practice. Every evening before I go to bed is spiritual practice, and really what's coming up inside me. How do I alchemize that? How do I recognize that shadow aspect of me that loves to play the victim, loves being the victim, just feels so good, and righteous in so many ways that, oh, look what they did to me. These are things that I implement into my life daily in becoming an awakened conscious being, a whole being, right? Really acknowledging that shadow aspect of ourselves guides us to being whole. We can't, Carl Jung said it so well.